morning, Belen. I'm Mario Fernandez.
And I'm Marcos Delos, and welcome to this edition of WBLN for today, March 19, 2018. It was a tragic scene yesterday as a pedestrian walkway that was to connect FIU and the city of Sweetwater collapsed onto a busy A Street, killing at least 6 people. The Florida Highway Patrol confirmed numerous fatalities after multiple vehicles were crushed by the span near Florida International University's campus when it came down just before 2 p.m. According to Miami-Dade Country Fire Rescue, there were workers on the bridge and several cars underneath. Emergency crews worked throughout the night at the scene. At a pre-dawn conference early Friday, officials said that the rescue mission has turned into a recovery operation.
What we can confirm is at this point, at least we can confirm 6 fatalities. Our victim advocates have been working throughout the night with the family members. NTSB has also a victim advisory personnel that's going to be working closely with the families.
The bridge was scheduled to open early next year and designed to withstand hurricane-force winds. The bridge's span was just installed Saturday. Senator Marco Rubio, an adjunct professor at FIU, said the bridge's cables were being tightened when it collapsed.
On-campus news, Belen Jesuit Preparatory School's Ignatian Center for the Arts and Operation Pedro Pan group present Operation Pedro Pan. The Cuban children's exodus will screen tonight in the Roca Theater. Operation Belen Jesuit was a mass exodus of over 14,000 unaccompanied Cuban minors to the United States between 1960 and 1962. Father Brian Walsh of the Catholic Welfare Bureau created the program to provide air transportation for Cuban students to the United States. Operated without publicity out of fear, I would be viewed as an anti-Castro political enterprise. Stefano Pinto has more with the story.
Operation Peter Pan was a mass exodus of 14,000 unaccompanied Cuban minors to the United States between the years of 1960 and 1962. Father Brian O. Walsh of the Catholic Welfare Bureau created the program to provide air transportation to the United States for Cuban children. It operated without publicity out of the fear that it would be viewed as an anti-Castro political enterprise. Between December 26, 1960 and October 23, 1962, many Cuban youths traveled to Miami without their parents. Until early 1962, the children were required to have a visa and $25 for airfare into the United States. Many family members already in the United States applied for visas and sent them necessary funds to relatives in Cuba. Nearly half of the minors who arrived were reunited with their family members, while a majority were placed in shelters managed by the Catholic Welfare Bureau. Several prominent locations were converted to house them, including Camp Matacumbe, the Opalaca Airport Marine Barracks. Special homes, authorized by state officials and operated by Cuban refugees, were formed in several hundred cities across the nation, including Albuquerque, New Mexico, Lincoln, Nebraska, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Jacksonville, and Orlando, Florida. Several Belen faculty members took place in this operation, including Fernandez, Coach Barquin.
Of 60, and in February of 61, my parents sent me to the United States with a program that was an underground program at the time, and it was sponsored by the United States government and Catholic Church, Catholic Charities. And so what I was told was that I was going to go for a while to study in the United States and that I would be back in Cuba in June. I lived in 6 different places in a period of 14 months. I attended 4 different high schools.
Operation Peter Pan ended when all air traffic between the United States and Cuba ceased in the aftermath of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Reporting for WBLN, I'm Stefano Pinto.
We'll also present a conversation with 3 Pedro Pans, Carlos Paquin, Angie Fernandez, and Ana Mora on Belen YouTube. The Coral Springs Police Department released dispatch audio from February 14th, the day of the deadly shooting that claimed 17 lives at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. It documents the moments that Coconut Creek officers took Nicholas Cruz into custody. Listen to this dramatic audio.
I have the suspect, Nicholas Cruz. Stand by right there. Do not move.
Where you at?
Where?
Creek unit with the suspect. What's your location?
I'm on Westview where it circles around south in Coral Springs. I don't know the exact location.
Give me a building by you. Give me a business.
It's all residential. I'm out with a Nicholas Cruz, black jean pants, burgundy shirt with a black ball cap.
19-year-old Nicholas Cruz has been charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder in the first degree and 17 counts of attempted murder in the first degree. His public defender says Cruz is willing to plead guilty to avoid the death penalty.
25 humanitarian aid trucks entered the town of Doma in the besieged rebel enclave of eastern Ghouta, according to a CRC tweet. Olanga Jackman, spokesman for the ICRC, in a message to CNN, wrote that this aid delivery includes 5,000 food parcels, enough to feed 2,600 people, or a family of 5 for 1 month. In addition to the CRC food aid, the World Food Program, WFP, providing 5,004 bags in the same convoy. Enough wheat flour for the same amount of people, according to WFP.
Good morning, Belen. It's looking pretty chilly today, and there's not much going on the map, so let's take a look at your extended forecast. Today, we have a high of 77 degrees and a low of 62 degrees with a relative humidity of 58%, and winds coming in at 12 miles per hour. It's mostly sunny with 0% chance of precipitation. Now on to your 3-day. For the next 3 days, we're looking at highs in the mid-80s and lows in the high 60s. That's all for your weather. Now on to sports.
Good morning, Wolverines. The varsity volleyball team defeated Varela in 3 sets. The top players were Eric Diaz with 14 kills, 7 digs, Joseph Perez with 7 kills and 15 digs, Herman Suarez with 32 assists, 3 kills and 2 aces. Belen's record is now 6-2 and will be playing in the Boca Invitational. The Belen baseball team took on Palmetto Ridge. The key performers were Brenton Mullis with 9 strikeouts, Lucky Dozendegi with going 2 for 2 with a double and an RBI, Joshua Salandi 1 for 1 with a double, Dorian Gonzalez 1 for 3 with an RBI. The final score was Belen 11 and Palmetto Ridge 1. Belen is now 4-3 and will take on the Woodland School from Texas next week. The Woodland School played our lacrosse team, and the lacrosse team took a loss. The lacrosse team is now 8-1, and the next game of the season is versus Pinecrest at Fort Lauderdale. And finally, the varsity track and field team will compete in the Dade County Youth Fair. In March Madness, it was a heartbreaking defeat for the Miami Hurricanes, as our Jesuit brothers from Loyola, Chicago defeated the Hurricanes in a buzzer beater. Throughout the game, the Canes had the lead. They fell short at the end, and we'll see what happens next for them next year. Anything to look forward to with the Dolphins, it's Danny Playoff Amendola leaving the New England Patriots for the Miami Dolphins. As reported by NFL Network Dan Healy, Amendola is expected to sign with the Dolphins this morning.
That's all our news for today. I'm Mario Fernandez.
And I'm Marcos Solos. And everyone here from WBLN, have a great day and stay